Let's head to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
When you enter a place of business, yet many times a normal day ends with injuries because that business breached that duty. ThePeople.com.
Medic 1015, on scene that patient.
On scene that patient.
Welcome back here on Live Now from Fox. The time at this point, 9:22 over on the East Coast and 6:22 on the West Coast. I do want to get back into a story that we have been tracking very closely. The NTSB will release today a preliminary report into a catastrophic train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio. The train derailed February 3rd in East Palestine and involved numerous train cars carrying some
Medic 11, Hernando.
materials. This video you've probably
Medic
seen
11.
a lot over the past several weeks. There's
Medic 11 per CAD notes, engine 14 can be in service, medic only.
And more demands for
Copy, medic only. Engine 14 on
Former
place back in
President
service.
Trump visited East Palestine just yesterday, and today Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg was also in that area.
Medic 207 will be transporting one patient to Brooksville. One extra
Lucas
firefighter is
Tomlinson
on
of
board.
Fox News breaks down the latest information for us.
The former president criticizing the Biden administration's response to the derailment, calling it a betrayal to the small town in eastern Ohio, where many residents remain concerned about the environment and their health. Former President Donald Trump visiting East Palestine yesterday, getting a first-hand look at that massive train derailment and chemical spill, and praising first responders from the small Ohio town.
The community has shown the tough and resilient heart of America, and that's what it is. This is really America right here.
The former president also criticized Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg for not visiting East Palestine earlier.
Whenever he comes, he's got to do his job, and if we didn't come, they never would have come.
Buttigieg will visit the derailment site later today and meet with NTSB investigators and first responders.
Thank you.
This week, the EPA Administrator Michael Regan joining Ohio Governor Mike DeWine to reassure East Palestine residents the town's water is safe to drink. He said the financial burden for cleaning up the toxic derailment will land on the shoulders of the railway and not the American taxpayer. A stance that's finding bipartisan support.
We want Norfolk Southern to pay for the work without having to reimburse the EPA. If they don't, we will step in, we will do the work, and then we will charge them triple the amount because that's what the statute allows.
Norfolk Southern is on the hook to make this right. It was their accident. They caused this.
The National Transportation Safety Board will release its initial findings later today into what caused that massive derailment 20 days ago. In Washington, Lucas Tomlinson, Fox News.
And once they release that report, we will bring it to you live, raw, and unfiltered. That is what we do here on Live Now from Fox. We cover breaking news around the clock. As you heard, he did say Pete Buttigieg was expected later today. That has already happened. We brought you that video as he toured the area. He is currently at this point there in East Palestine. To some other stories that we have been tracking here, former President Jimmy Carter being remembered as a man of great faith and for his commitment to improving the lives of others. We're going to be joined by the CEO of Habitat for Humanity in Nashville coming up in just a few minutes. But for now, Fox News correspondent Madeline Rivera has more on how Carter is being remembered.
People from across the country are remembering a life well lived as former President Jimmy Carter remains in hospice care.
He absolutely is a fantastic human being who put so many people before himself.
Former President Jimmy Carter's strong Christian faith has always been front and center in his politics and personal life.
A devout Christian is a fine example, an explanation of who he is.
While at the U.S. Naval Academy as a young midshipman, Carter taught Bible lessons to officers' children, and his teachings of the gospel did not stop there. In his post-presidential life, Carter and his wife Rosalind joined Maranatha Baptist Church. There he taught Sunday school well into his 90s. People coming from far and wide to listen to the former president open up about his relationship with God.
When he speaks, a lot of people listen, so if you were struggling...
Lives of people around the world. Through volunteering with Habitat for Humanity, former President Carter and his wife helped put roofs over the heads of low-income families in more than a dozen countries. Many are expressing their gratitude for the Carter's work in turning the nonprofit into what it is today.
They did not just want to be a face, if you will, on Habitat for Humanity and the organization's mission. They wanted to participate and show people, how it's done.
In 2002, Carter was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. In Plains, Georgia, Madeline Rivera, Fox News.
And of course, Jimmy Carter being remembered at this point, but he is still in home hospice care. We learned that in a tweet from the Carter Center over the weekend. They have said that any sort of updates on his health condition will be brought to us by the Carter Center. All right, so I do want to bring in Danny Herron, the CEO and president of Habitat for Humanity there in Nashville, Tennessee. He joins us to talk more about Jimmy Carter. We know, of course, that when you think of